Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Star Flames, and we are back with another video. In this video, we're gonna talk about Nick Cannon getting robbed. Let's get into it guys, because Nick Cannon had a manager who managed his money. Now, the person's name is Musok, Frank Musok. Frank Musok, he made off with $2 million, according to the feds, money that he had taken from Nick Cannon over a period of time. It is said that he has access to all of Nick Cannon's cards, including the PIN number. Like, come on, the PIN number? Now, according to details, because this is now a legal issue, the feds are on it and he's been indicted on 8 counts, right? So what they're saying is that he leveraged his position managing the business and financial affairs of elite celebrities. So he works for a lot of celebrities, but the indictment, it does not name Nick Cannon, but TMZ has learned that in this particular case, Nick Cannon happens to be the alleged victim. The feds allege Musok access gave him control of Nick's debit cards and PINs. He abused that access from December 2019 through to June 2023. So that was quite some time, right? To withdraw roughly $1.7 million from ATMs, he spent more than $165,000 on Amazon purchases. He blew up nearly $192,000 on personal travel and racked up another $160,000 plus in miscellaneous expenses. So, the guy was out here living his best life. So in total, what the prosecutors are saying is that this man embezzled more than $2 million from Nick Cannon without his knowledge or permission. The part about his knowledge is like, oh my God, you're so wealthy. And then again, because he was taking the money in the way in which he was doing it over a period of time, and if you have someone watching the cheese and you don't have someone watching over the person that's watching the cheese, you're not going to pick up on these things. And oftentimes, these people come by way of reference. So as such, there's already a window of trust right there. But evidently, you cannot trust people no matter what. And catch this. Nick Cannon has reportedly been a client for nearly 20 years at the firm where Musok worked. For 20 years. So, they're saying that it is only identified as Company A in the indictment, but the firm allegedly fired Musok in July 2023 after discovering missing money. So they knew he took Nick Cannon's money and they were like, we're letting you go. But prosecutors says the scheme didn't end there. Musok is also accused of hiding more than $1.7 million in allegedly stolen income on federal tax returns filed between 2021 and 2023, leading to 3 tax evasion charges on top of 5 wire fraud counts. 5. So because he was doing so much over a period of time, the more he realized that he was getting away with it, the more he was determined to do more damage. That's how these things happen. So authorities believe Musoke has fled to Uganda, where he reportedly holds dual citizenship with the United States. If convicted, he faces up to 20 years in federal prison for each wire fraud charge and up to 5 years for each tax evasion count. And as per usual, they reached out to Nick Cannon and the FBI, but no word. No one is going to comment on that. But that man went back to his homeland and said, see ya, wouldn't want to be ya because I just rip ya off, you know. But how long can he remain in hiding? Because they know where he's from, Uganda, and as such, you know that they are going to put out a arrest warrant for him so that he can come back to the United States and answer to these charges. So let's see how creative this man is, and let's see how long he'll be able to hide for. Now, I'm wondering why it is that Nick Cannon wants no one to know it is him. Is it that he's ashamed, or he feels like, he doesn't want that negative attention to be on him in the media? Some critics believe that Nick Cannon is ashamed because he did not work with someone who is black, but Nick Cannon has worked with a lot of black people. He doesn't need to have every single individual who is working for him be a black person. And that's just the truth, because he does work with a lot of black people, and I believe that we all can see it. I remember Tasha K working with him, and him being so generous to Tasha K, so much so that Tasha K gave him a hearty thank you and said, no one has ever been nice to her. No one has ever rewarded her like Nick Cannon did. So I believe that it's fair to say he does work with black people. But I understand critics are going to question it because they're like, why didn't you have a black man watching your money? But as I've said, they normally come highly recommended, and it was a firm that Nick Cannon was working with, and this firm basically, um, you know, what they call it again. What's the word that I'm looking for? Assigned this accountant, financial manager to Nick Cannon's business affairs, and he took disadvantage of that because he saw an opportunity, realized that he could take advantage of the opportunity and get away with it, and that's exactly what he did right here. Well, man, I tell you, that's a whole lot of money. Maybe not for you and I, maybe not for Nick Cannon, but for you and I. Because evidently he had no idea of what was going on because he trusted the stranger like so well, which, he shouldn't have. He should have. But then if you think about it, this man is connected to an accounting firm, and the firm should have been auditing him properly. But it seems as though things got personal, and maybe Nick Cannon is ashamed because he did not follow the company's policies and protocols, and this guy might have been so good enough to trick Nick Cannon for Nick Cannon to believe that, oh, he's family, I can trust him, he's always doing right by me and the family, he's always doing right by me and the money, so it's not a big deal if I trust him. But now he's learning that it's a big freaking deal. But let me know what you guys think about this person running off with Nick Cannon's money, and Nick Cannon apparently seems to be the last person to find out about his money going missing. While you're at it, do all you need to on this video to support your girl. Peace.